What can you take control of to help you thrive? Here we are in day 10 of the 14-day challenge of practicing feeling really good. And I'm going to be talking today about taking control of various things and aspects of your life because my personal life has shown me that when I have taken control in areas of my life, that has helped me to thrive. And when I thrive, I feel really good. And so if you're not feeling really good, maybe it's because you just don't feel like you have control of your life. And there's different areas of your life. We're going to break a few of those down. But here we are, day 10 of 14 days. I'm Non-Monogamous Mark, and I'm the co-founder and executive director of Ethical and Consensual Non-Monogamous Lifestyles Association. ECNM is what we call it for short, ECNM, Ethical and Consensual Non-Monogamous Lifestyles. And one of the things that we do is we help to connect people so that they can come together and meet other people who aren't just existing in life and aren't just plowing through life and getting on with life, but they're really focusing on thriving in their life. And so when we connect people, then these are people that are intentionally working on creating the life of their dreams. And by connecting them, they actually can help each other and help keep each other lifting far up and moving farther ahead in their life. And so we connect, we create so that people can thrive. And so thriving is that thing that, if you don't feel really in control of your life, or if you feel things are out of control, then it's pretty hard for you to thrive. And so what I found is that sometimes it helps to evaluate where you need to kind of tune yourself in a little bit. And with ECNM Lifestyles Association, we work to increase your liberty, your abundance, and your freedom in your health, in your income, in your relationships, in your love life, and in your sex life. Now, these are all come from my own personal life experience where throughout various times in my life, I have gotten very intentional about designing and creating my life and taking charge of my life in each of those areas. And you can do the same thing. And, like for instance, when I had been married about 8 years, I just was starting to feel like I had been out of college for 5 years, been married for 8 years, and I was starting to feel like that I just was not getting ahead financially. And so I remember, actually on a vacation and a conversation then with my wife, and we talked about how, I just didn't feel like I was getting where I wanted to go. And so what I was going to do is I was just going to start to keep my eyes open. And, just that thought and that feeling of knowing that I am going to start moving forward. And how I'm going to start moving forward is keeping my eyes open for an opportunity to come my way. And wouldn't you know it, an opportunity came my way. And I was in business at the time, and it was a business where I just really didn't feel like I was thriving like I wanted to. So another opportunity came along, and sure enough, it took me less than a year to be making the kind of money that I wanted to make. And I found that I was then thriving. And I not only thriving financially, but I was thriving interpersonally as well. I mean, I was doing the things that I love to do, and so getting in front of people and training people and talking to people, which is what I like to do. Might surprise you with all these videos I make, huh? And so, I was able to start doing the things that I love to do and use the knowledge that I had to help people to get ahead in their own life. And so, sure enough, then my life started to thrive. And then, time went on, and it was about 25 years of marriage. At that point, when my wife and I had worked for many years at trying to figure out how to enjoy ourselves sexually with each other in a monogamous relationship. And so at the point of about 23, 24 years, I just started to think about it, that we've tried all kinds of things. We've worked on them. We've struggled with this for 20 years and just didn't seem to really ever come together and work right. And so at the point of 25 years, I had decided then that I was going to take control, and by opening up my marriage or possibly getting a divorce, one or the other. But I took control, and I realized that, that one or the other was going to happen, but I took control of my sex life. And I just decided that I was not willing to continue to live the rest of my life by not feeling like I was on top of the world with my sex life. And so I took control of my sex life, and sure enough, it took 2 years to transition my marriage from monogamy to non-monogamy and open the marriage up. But then I've been thriving with my sex life since then. And then another thing came along where just a couple years ago that I realized that I just wasn't heading in the direction that I wanted to head health-wise. As getting older, of course, being in my 50s, and my fitness was starting to do what most people's fitness does. My weight, my fitness. I was in good health because I'd always been very careful about my health. But I know when I'm getting older, I didn't want my health to start to decline. And so I decided that that was something that I could take charge of. And these are things that you can take charge of as well. And I took charge of my health by not listening to the doctors, but by taking and doing things, researching things, and studying things. Yes, there are people who have some really chronic health conditions that unfortunately they really do need to follow the doctor's advice. I didn't have anything going on where I felt that I had to keep listening to the doctor, and I could take charge of myself, because doctors are limited in what they know and what they are taught as well. And so I started to take charge of my health, and then just a couple of years ago, I started taking charge of my fitness. And so today, at the age of 59, I am, certainly I'm in much better fitness than I was at the age of 40. At the age of 59, I'm in much better health than I was at the age of 40. My weight is getting under control as well. In fact, as I speak, I'm on day 3 of a juice fast that I do, a 10-day juice fast every 6 weeks, and day 3 of a juice fast where I'm drinking and eating nothing but just green juice that I make myself, and then actually green juice for lunch and for dinner, and then for breakfast I make a combination of a green juice and a fruit juice for breakfast. But I'm on day 3 of that, and I'll be doing a 10-day fast here, and that's just something that I routinely do. It's helping me to slowly get my weight going in the right direction. The average person over 40 years old gains 3.5 pounds a year for a number of years. The average person over the age of 25 gains 1 pound a year. And if you are in that that group where you're over 25 and you're finding that 1 pound gain just goes on, and maybe you're now 30, 32, 33, and there, sure enough, you've put on 8 to 10 pounds, and then you get to 40, and you start to find that between 40 and 45 that you put on a little weight even a little steeper, and so maybe you're in that group of people, and that's something you can take control of. And so that's what today's tip is about, how to take and feel better. How can you feel better, or how can you feel really great if you don't feel like you're in control, or if you don't feel like that you're financially getting where you want to go, if you don't feel like your sex life is great, and you don't feel like your health and your fitness is thriving. So if you don't feel like you're thriving in these areas, then it's pretty hard to maintain from day to day a place where you're feeling really good. But that's where I slowly have worked to get to where I feel that I have got those things in control, and they're under my control, and I do things to help my fitness and do things to help my health, and I just take charge of that. And so you can take control of that as well, and not have to feel totally helpless. And so just take a look at the areas that that you may want to take charge of. You can't do too much at one time. You have to kind of like layer them on. First I took charge of my income, and that was many years ago. That was more than 25 years ago that I decided I needed to take charge of my income, and then after that, and that's then a couple times I've had to kind of reaffirm that, where I've decided that I need to take charge of my income, and I need to create what I want to create so that I can have the income in the future that I want to have, so that I can thrive. And so that's something you can do. And then to take control of your sex life. that yes, I know we have relationships that we're in and everything. Sometimes you just need to kind of spice things up a little bit. And there's nothing like a new sex partner to really spice things up in your sex life, both with your current partners and also then with yourself. And so that's what ethically and consensual non-monogamous is about, is to help you to become sexually liberated so that you have the opportunities and the abilities to tune up your sex life and also your love life and the relationships that you have. And then, of course, your health is something that you can do as well. And I was thinking today, in fact, it's unfortunate. A lot of people, they're on a lot of different kinds of medications for a lot of different things. And, the doctors would be really wise to prescribe, instead of just prescribing medications that are costing the insurance companies and costing individuals just hundreds and hundreds of dollars a month, then the doctors be wise to prescribe some things like I've talked about this last week, getting outdoors more and exercising and eating right and things like this. And so those will all be things that you can take personal responsibility for. Talk about eating right. How are you doing with your eating? One of the things that I do is I try to once a week watch a documentary on eating. In fact, last night, Chris and I, my partner here in Seattle, we watched a documentary. What was the name of that documentary? Food is Medicine. That's right, Chris is over there. And so watched a documentary called Food is Medicine. And it was a great documentary. And so I highly recommend it. But so you can take control. And so just ask yourself, how you doing with your eating, and because we see so much. I mean, I was driving around today. I had a couple hours out running errands and stuff driving, and actually about 5 hours, 6 hours. And so I was out today driving around for about 6 hours, and I couldn't believe how, I guess maybe I'm more in tune to it right now because of seeing the documentaries I've been watching, and then also the fact that I'm on my fast for the next 10 days. And I couldn't believe how much we're inundated every day with advertisements and promotions of foods that just really aren't healthy for us, that aren't good for us. And so that's something you certainly can take charge of. And so if any of that has helped to you, I'm just here to help you to increase your trajectory so that you can day by day be in a process of feeling better and better, so that you can get to a place where most of the time in life you're just feeling really great and you can be in charge of that. Thanks a lot for watching these videos, and I hope you do want to know more about ECNM lifestyles and also non-monogamous mark. So click on that link down there in the description and you can go ahead and learn more about us. Thanks a lot.